Okay, now let's focus on your arm here in the serve, or what happens when you make contact. So again, what I was trying to explain to you is you want to have just a slight topspin component, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to make things efficient and easily repeatable. And again, you have a great serve. This is a beautiful contact. I mean, you're at full extension here. This is unbelievably, it's perfect. But the problem is this can get really hard to repeat over and over and over and over and over again, because what happens is the rack, let's see if I can see over the net there, your ball's it's barely clearing the net, so you want to just give yourself a little bit, tiny little bit more margin for error. And I would actually say that this, remember what I was saying yesterday was that, if I put a line here, draw a better one. If I put a line here on the video and if I put a line here at your racket and we looked at it when you went to hit it, there's you making contact. And this ball really just has straight up side spin on it because the racket's not going up anymore at contact. If you were going to hit a kick serve, what it would look like is your racket would be more like over here like this. The angle of your wrist would be not almost straightened out. It would be more over like this, and what's going to happen is as you make contact, you'll contact and then the racket will continue to rise up after you hit the ball. So you just want to have a little bit of a topspin component when you still make contact. Even on a slice serve, you maybe want to have your wrist, maybe like, when you make contact, maybe your wrist looks like this. So you just have a little bit of tiny room to make that racket still just rise up a little bit. And what that'll do is that'll make the ball spin. It's not going to make it spin in top spin like this. It's not going to make it spin with pure side spin like this, which is really hard to repeat at high levels. What it's going to do is it's going to make it have a little bit of top spin and side spin on it, and it's going to go like this. So it's going to be rotating on an axis like the Earth. And that just gives you a little margin for error. And then, again, what that also does is you have to remember that as the ball travels through the air and then it hits the ground, it loses a significant amount of pace and spin. So when you have a little topspin component on your serve, when your opponent hits that, when it hits the ground on your opponent, it's going to accelerate off the ground. And it just makes it feel a little bit more heavy, and it becomes a little bit harder to return. So I hope that makes sense. Again, I'm not saying that this serve is incorrect. You can absolutely hit serves like this, and you should hit serves like this. This is the way to do it. But if you just add a little bit of a topspin component, it's going to increase your ability to repeat it and your ability to be efficient, especially under pressure. And that's really what it's all about, being able to do this stuff repeatable under pressure.